Miami Heat may have a Kel'el Ware issue because he has looked bad to begin the season. And the part that is the most concerning, in my opinion, is the lack of playing time that Ware has ultimately got this season. And if you look at last night's game against the Los Angeles Lakers, you would have seen Kel'el Ware sitting the bench most of that game. I am Nick Roloff. This is the Heat Report by Chat Sports. I mean, you look just last evening, he played 12 minutes in that game against the Lakers. And these are his stats. Like, I don't even care about what he did when he was on the floor. It was the fact that he was only playing in 12 of the possible 48 minutes. I mean, in the second quarter, Coach Erik Spoelstra went with small ball 5 Nikola Jovic instead of Ware when they gave Bam a rest. And it's very obvious that Erik Spoelstra just doesn't trust him. We talked about this in the offseason and in the training camp in preseason, that when you watch Kel'el Ware, when you watch Erik Spoelstra talk about Kel'el Ware, there is a clear disconnect between player and head coach. And I know Kel'el Ware has built up quite a fan base inside the Miami Heat fan base. A lot of people like this kid, and I understand why. Because when you look at him play and when he's at his best, the potential in ceiling is just so damn high. But the issue is he doesn't give the effort required. He doesn't do the little things correctly, specifically on defensive rotations and effort on the glass, which drives me nuts, which drives Erik Spoelstra nuts, and it's why he's not getting a lot of playing time, and it's why that I've raised these concerns so frequently over the last 6 months, and you guys call me haters for it. But join the family. We're 25 subscribers away from 25.4K. Hit that sub button for daily Heat content. Next live watch party is going to be Wednesday evening, by the way, against the Denver Nuggets. Erik Spoelstra has continuously mentioned contributing to winning as a thing that needs to be improved upon for Kel'el Ware. Well, I know that plus minus isn't really the full story here, but if you do look at the plus minus this season, Kel'el Ware has had the second worst on the Miami Heat through the first 6 games of the season. He's a minus 28. The only player ironically worse than him is starting wing Andrew Wiggins. He has a minus 32. So it hasn't been good minutes for Ware when he's been on the floor. And Erik Spoelstra talked about not playing Ware a ton against the Lakers on Sunday night. After the game, he said, yeah, we're just trying to get a handle on it. It's very nuanced. When you have 2 dynamic pick-and-roll players like they had, referring to Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, he didn't like to have Ware out there. Thought he bounced back in the third quarter and gave some quality minutes. And he mentioned the pick-and-roll that was giving Kel'el Ware so many issues defensively. I mean, you look at what Jackson Hayes did last night. He was absolutely cooking. He had 15 points. He finished the game 7-7 from the field. And the Heat defense was horrific early in that game. I mean, the first quarter score was 43-36. So good job, Miami, for being able to score points and put up another good offensive quarter there. And they finished with 120 for the game. But giving up 130 in the game and 43 in the first 12 minutes, that's unacceptable. And a lot of that had to do with Kel'el Ware's issues defending the pick and roll, which goes back to his defensive positioning, his rotations, and how he has struggled with that so mightily over his first 2 years in the NBA. And we were hoping that he was going to take a real nice step forward for Miami this year. And we were counting on him to do that if we were going to be a team that was dangerous in the Eastern Conference. Well, he really has not taken a step forward at all. If anything, he's been moving laterally to last season, or even maybe a step down, because he's only averaging about 9 points and 7 boards a game so far in the 19.6 minutes. But for him to not even qualify for 20 minutes points per game, and I know you could round up and say he's playing 20 a night, but the point remains, like, him not getting 20 minutes is kind of insane to me. Like, that just shows how far away the coaching staff believes he is from contributing to wins for this ball club. I got to be honest, and I'm sorry, folks. I just got an unbelievable text, but pinned comment. I lost my train of thought. Are you concerned about Kel'el Ware? Type Y for yes or type N for no. That is the main conversation today. Pinned comment. Let me know your thoughts. But as we regain control of the show here, I am concerned about Kel'el Ware, as you cannot tell. And I've really been showing my concern all off season long. Like, think about what I've been trying to say. You watch Kel'el Ware in Summer League, and it didn't look good. He should have been dominating these non NBA level players. Yet he looked like an average player out there, and Erik Spoelstra had to fly all the way to Las Vegas to go give him some tough love and encourage him to start playing the right way. And the fact that we're playing NBA regular season basketball and he's unable to consistently give you effort and impact, it makes me believe that this is kind of who he is. He just doesn't have a good motor. And that was the biggest concern for him coming out of college when he started at Oregon and then transferred to Indiana. But maybe it's just a bad fit as well for Kel'el Ware, because when you think about it, he has not been that good this year whatsoever, and he hasn't been able to run the floor and really dominate. Like last season, although Jimmy Butler had only played in about half the games, not even, the tempo Miami played at was much more of a fit for Kel'el Ware, considering it was slow moving. He's able to set his feet, be locked in defensively, run the pick and roll, which Miami did a ton as the roll man. This year, they're not running a lot of pick and rolls. They're getting up and down. And if Ware's not able to roll to the rim after setting a screen, well, he might not generate him or not have any generated looks for him. You know what I mean? So offensively, it might be a bad fit for him to play in this up-tempo scheme. But I did expect Nikola Jovic to have a big year in an up-tempo scheme like this. That hasn't been the case. Him and Nikola Jovic have been incredibly disappointing, and we're going to shift some of the conversation to Niko Jovic here in a second. But we are brought to you by PrizePicks, and as the weather changes, the season continues to heat up, and with the weather changing, well, you know what never gets old? Being right, where you can get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Just pick more or less on at least two player stats, and if you get your picks right, you could cash in. They offer stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup, whether it is Bam Adebayo more on fantasy score, steals and blocks, points. You can do that all in one lineup. I got an entry for a little Monday night football action, more than Dak Prescott passing yards, less than George Pickens receiving yards, and then more than Trey McBride touchdowns. That's my 3-player entry. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Niko Jovic through 6 games has been very, very disappointing. He just has. Like, let's call it spade a spade. I've been a big Jovic supporter, and I'm a big fan of his. But if he's going to struggle like this, I'm going to have to call him out, just like I'm doing with Kel'el Ware. He just got paid 4 years, $62.5 million. That's just about 15 per season, a little bit more. If you're going to be paid that type of money, you need to have a better impact than what he has given you this year. And I still think it's early in the season and things can change, but him not shooting efficiently from the field, him not really impacting winning and really crashing the glass, like it just feels more of the same for Niko Jovic. And that's not an issue. Like, it's not a bad basketball player, but it's certainly not someone you hand out a 4-year, $62.5 million extension to. It's not been an ideal start to the year for your 2 young guys, Nikola Jovic and Kel'el Ware. And you were banking on these two both taking a step forward this season to really help you improve from a year ago to this season. And this isn't just something that is, oh, they struggled against the Lakers. No, they struggled against the Spurs too. And Kel'el Ware specifically held scoreless in that game against San Antonio. It wasn't a good game for Niko Jovic either. Like, I'll say this. The Miami Heat have 2 more games left on this road trip before they return home. This road trip ends tonight and Wednesday in LA against the Clippers tonight and against the Spurs the Nuggets on Wednesday night. This is a big spot for the young duo Ware and Jovic. They need a bounce back win. They need a bounce back performance, because if you go into Denver 3-4, losers of 3 straight, and 0-3 on the road trip, you're playing a team in the Nuggets who is a top 3 team in the NBA. In a place that you haven't won in the regular season since like 2017, 2018. You need to get a win tonight. You just absolutely need to. And we talk about bouncing back. You got to give credit to Jaime Jaquez Jr. Like, this third-year forward has been phenomenal. And he was dominant off the bench once again for Miami against the Lakers on Sunday night, having 31 points on 11 of 16 shooting. But the reason why I wanted to bring up this game from Jaime Jaquez Jr. is because he bounced back. He struggled against the Spurs. Worst game of the season by a massive stretch, but comes back on Sunday evening and did everything in his power to try to deliver the Miami Heat a big win on the road. So I need these type of performances tonight from Kel'el Ware and Nikola Jovic. Like, if Kel'el Ware doesn't come back and play his best game of the season against the Clippers tonight, I am very concerned about the long-term status of Kel'el Ware in Miami. And it's why I believe that the Heat may have a Ware problem. This is a big game for Kel'el tonight, but it's a big 2-game stretch for the Heat. Yeah, no Tyler Hero, and they've been without Norman Powell. But you've had opportunities to win a couple of these games. Like, it was a 4-point game in Los Angeles on Sunday night, and you had an opportunity to come back against the Spurs as well last Thursday. The Heat need to return back to Miami 4-4. Just split these next 2 games. Yeah, it's a 1-3 road trip, but you're 500, and then you return to play the Hornets and Blazers at home, and then the Cavs at home too. You need to get at least a split here to round out this road trip. We'll be live on Wednesday for Heat Nuggets, and we'll have a video out tomorrow to react to whatever happens against the Clippers on Monday evening. So subscribe and join the Heat Report family today.